Do you hear the sound of crickets every time you check the performance of your restaurant's website? If yes, you're not alone. A lot of businesses struggle with optimizing their website and getting in the right traffic. And in this video, we're going to teach you how you can optimize the on-page SEO of your restaurant's website so that you can get the right customers and bring in more traffic for conversions. Welcome to Keywords Everywhere. My name is Naomi Vyas. I'm a seasoned SEO specialist. And in this video, we're going to talk about everything related to on-page SEO, but it is specifically catered to restaurant. In case you have missed our earlier videos, we have spoken about keyword research, which will be very vital for this video. Do check that out. And also we have talked about Google My Business profile optimization. So do check that out for you to get a better understanding. This is the third video of the series Restaurant SEO, and we're going to have many more videos coming up talking about AI, reviews, strategies, and so much more. So do subscribe, like, and click the notification so you can stay updated with many more videos coming up. So anyways, without any further ado, let's get started.
Alrighty, so let's begin. I want to start with showing this very interesting study by Whitespark. They have shared ranking factors that involve local packed, local organic, and local AI search. And as you can see, we have spoken about Google My Business already in the past video, and I have covered most of the factors that they have mentioned here already, which you can go have a look at that. But when we talk about the local organic ranking factors, on-page signals contribute to 33% of the local organic rankings, which shows that it's very important whether you look at local packed, local organic rankings, or AI search. On-page SEO is in the top 3 in every one of them. So you know that for your local SEO to perform well, for you to get good results in your local vicinity, you need to make sure that your on page is on point. Okay, no pun intended. But anyways, you can have a look at their blog. Actually, I found it really insightful. They cover various factors and we'll be diving into each one of them. For restaurant SEO series, we're literally talking about almost every signal, from Google My Business profile, on page, link signals, to citation and reviews. So definitely stay tuned for more. Let's head on to the next point. I have done a deep dive of keyword research in our very first video. I've spoken everything about long tail keywords, geo keywords, classic keywords. So I highly recommend you check that out first for you to get an understanding on what keyword research is. But essentially, if you don't have a good keyword research, your brand is going to be invisible to the customers and to Google as well. In terms of restaurant SEO, you have to make sure that the keywords that you're targeting on your website are matching what you're delivering. So if it's Italian restaurant, there has to be keywords related to Italian cuisine. But if you instead talk about, let's say, seafood cuisine, it's going to be a mismatch. Like, Google will not be able to understand, are you an Italian restaurant or are you a seafood restaurant? And even the customers, right? It's very important to make sure that your keywords match the relevance and intent of the customers so that Google will be able to rank you better for those queries. Now, these keywords, you can add it in your title, meta description, headers, anchor text, URLs. You can target them in your image files and reviews as well. There are so many places you can target these keywords, but make sure it is very natural and you don't like keyword stuff them just for the sake of it, because Google has become very smart, okay? It can understand when certain websites are just trying to rank and they are not really providing anything helpful to the customer. So make sure you embed these keywords very naturally onto your website. Now, there's also the concept of keyword mapping, right? Keyword mapping is basically you map the pages to the keywords that you want to target. Now, let's say your specific product or service is pasta, right? Your keyword would be Italian pasta, and much better would be adding the location. So Italian pasta in San Francisco. So your URL would look something like this: your domain name / Italian pasta San Francisco. So, and when you target these keywords very specifically and you share content related to those keywords, Google will be able to understand your content better and also rank you for those specific queries. Okay, now let's talk about content, because these different areas are where you can specifically highlight what you provide, what your services are for. Now, the category pages are the money-making pages. These are the pages that are dedicated to the specific product or service that you're providing. In a previous video of Google My Business optimization, we have realized Original Joe is not really our target restaurant because they are not specific to the Italian cuisine. They do provide Italian, but they also provide Italian American and also seafood. So I noticed that when you put in Italian American, okay, Original Joe is ranking on the top 3, but when you put in just Italian, they are not ranking anywhere because that is not their target keyword. But we'll be doing a case study on mostly the websites that are not performing well. If you remember, we were talking about Saforno Pizzeria. So I have noticed Saforno actually went from all the way to the bottom to over here, which is interesting. They probably watched our videos and took some tips. I don't know. In terms of Saforno, we cannot really do anything on their website because their website is still under construction. Let's take a look at Italian Homemade. So their website looks pretty like they have like a single page website. And yeah, and what happens with single page websites is that you cannot really target a lot of keywords because you just have one page. I always recommend for every businesses to have as many pages as they want, specifically when they provide different services and products. You should have dedicated pages for those services and products so that you can better target those keywords. However, one thing that is interesting is that they have multiple locations, right? And they have menus for each of those locations, which is good. But however, I do not recommend them having just like one page website. What's interesting with Bottega as well is that they just have a single page website as well, right? See, the thing is, like, even though they're ranking well, I think as a business you can definitely stand out if you have a very strong website that has multiple pages catering to the unique products and services that you're offering. I'm going to give the example of Primi Italian. They have really good SEO. For example, they have pages specific for their drink, right? And these are all in HTML, which is great, which makes it much more easy for Google to read. Now, when you look at their menu, they have lunch, desserts, they have mentioned their entree, salad, even though they're not like specific landing pages, which I do recommend. So yeah, in short, having category pages will really help you set yourself apart from all the competitors, because I know a lot of restaurant owners have so many things on their plate, no pun intended, but just this small investment of time and effort will really help you a long way, because in terms of SEO, in terms of Google, having specific category pages will help you rank better for certain keywords. Now, we have talked about geo-targeted keywords. Now, if you have multiple locations around the area, try to have separate landing pages for them, right? A lot of businesses, when they have online service that they provide around the area, they even have pages that are specific to the area, that even though they don't exist physically over there, but the fact that they provide online service over there, they can make a specific landing page. For example, this client that I'm working with, they are based in Sydney. However, they provide online delivery to multiple locations around Australia, whether it be Perth, Brisbane. And when you do your keyword research, right, and you put that specific keyword like Italian restaurant in West Portal or Italian restaurant in Central Richmond, you check how much search volume is there, how many people are looking for the specific keyword in that area. You'll be able to understand, okay, these are the top 5 geo pages that have a lot of search volume in this specific location, and we can make specific landing pages for those locations so that you can target the customers over there. Anyways, let's talk about FAQs. FAQs, you need to cover almost everything from who, what, where, when, why, how, so that you not only rank at Google, but also this is very important for AI. And AI prefers FAQs because it's very crisp and to the point. Do make blog content because they are amazing and they really help you in the long run. Not only the fact that you can rank for the specific blog queries, but also it signals to Google and the search engines that you have authority in that specific domain, which is why you're providing such detailed information. I've given you an example over here on what kind of topics you can target, but try to be the authority leader in this specific niche, whether it is Italian restaurant or Indian restaurant, whatever it may be. Also, a very important but often neglected tip is to make sure your menu pages are in HTML. It's not that Google cannot read PDFs. Google can definitely crawl PDFs and find and extract the information from it, but having HTML menus is very friendly for Google. Now, take the example that you want to go to the city and you have the option of going by train or by car. Going by a train would be a much longer route, which will take a lot of time, which will be a bit inconvenient. But however, you can also go by a car, which is much more straightforward and simple, and it will save you a lot of time. So technically it's kind of like that for Google. Having a menu in HTML is much more convenient and easy to read for Google. And also another point is that if your images are in the PDF, Google will not be able to rank those images. But if you have a menu page that is in HTML and you have images in that, Google will be able to rank those images. So there's an advantage of having an HTML menu. I've seen a couple of examples, right? So this is Italian Homemade. Their menu is in PDF. Now even Bottega has their menu in PDF. I really like Kotongna. Their menu is in HTML and it's kind of like it's kind of cool. Like the UX UI, it can be a bit inconvenient of course, but like it's still like very easy to read and it'll be great for Google as well. Last but not the least about content is make sure that you have about us history of your restaurant, events, functions, and also gallery pages that talk about basically essentially what your business is about, what services you provide, how it started, what's the team behind it, what was the vision behind it, etc. Let's talk about metadata. These are some really quick points so that you can have a better understanding. Make sure your URLs are short, they have the keywords, they have a very clear hierarchies, and also make sure that your title has the primary keyword. When we look at their title, they also have done the exact formula we spoke about, is they have their primary keyword and they also have the location present over here. For the meta description, make sure it is under 160 characters. It has a primary and secondary keyword, and make sure you have also a very catchy CTA example like book a table right now, reserve a table. In terms of headers, right, for those who don't know what headers are more of the back end thing. However, it appears in the front end, but headers are the structure which is provided to the search engines to show what is the blueprint of the website, right? I'm just going to show you an example so it's much more easy to explain. But as I said, H1 is like the page title, H2 is the subject, subheading, and you should have a paragraph under it. H3 is the subcategory of that, and so on and so forth. It goes all the way to H6 if I'm not wrong, but essentially your main priorities are H1, H2, H3, okay? In terms of Meta Robots tag, it is again a back-end instruction to Google that tells Google what pages should be indexed and what pages shouldn't be indexed. This is a robot text of Piccolo, and they basically just have this, and it essentially means like all the pages are to be indexed. However, there are some pages that you don't want to index, like the thank you page or the login page, that you don't really need for it to be ranked on Google. And also what search engines you want to allow and don't allow. Alt text is a given. Schema I'm going to talk about very soon, as well as open graphs. So let's talk about the website structure, okay? It's very important to have the crawl depth in a 3-click rule. For example, in Kotongna, their about, menu, events, their main money pages are within 1 click itself. And in terms of menu, their make a reservation is within 2 clicks. If you're running a restaurant business, you have to make sure that your main categories, your primary pages are within 1 click, your subcategories are within 2 clicks, and the subcategories are within 3 clicks, if that makes sense. If you have multiple locations or multiple categories, you should have a very clear silo structure. After the domain name, you should have probably the suburb name, and within the suburb, let's say you have an individual menu page that you have. And this is just the example of how it would look like. Now let's talk about internal linking, because it's very underrated and very important in terms of SEO, and it's very important to have a clear structure of these links. And if you want to pass authority from the home page to the menu page, you should make sure that the home page links to the menu page and the menu page links to the home page, so they're passing authority to each other. It's also very important to have internal links that are relevant to each other. It doesn't really make sense to have the internal link of the press page on the menu page when these are not even related. Maybe the sister or related links of dinner menu could be the wine menu, which makes sense, but having something like the press on the wine list doesn't make sense. Having a hamburger menu is very easy to navigate. Also, in terms of your menu, as I mentioned, make sure that it's HTML instead of PDF. That also gives a very clear structure to Google. We have also spoken about headers. Make sure that you have a very clear hierarchy of the headers. Let's talk about tech SEO. It's a bit confusing, but I'm going to try to explain as clear as I can in very short amount, okay? You need to make sure that your images are in next gen formats. Having JPEG is okay, but having images in WebP AVF is much more better. These images are 30% more compressed than JPEG, and they have the same quality. 60% of Google searches happen on mobile. As you know, I'm pretty sure that we all look for restaurants within our phone. A very small percentage of people that actually look for restaurants on their desktop. So make sure that your website is very mobile friendly, and also make sure that it has a clean HTML structure. Also make sure your website is server-side rendering. You can research on this, it's pretty detailed, but having website on client-side rendering is not good for SEO. Make sure it is secure, it has a SSL certificate. There are a lot of websites, and I've seen a lot of businesses where they wonder why their website is not getting traffic. And then when you look into their website or their web pages, it's not even indexed on Google. How can you get traffic if your website is not indexed on Google? So, and if your website is not indexed on Google, make sure that you submit the sitemap to Google. Also check the canonical tags, okay? Because essentially, to give you a rundown of what canonical tags are, this web page doesn't have a canonical tag, so that's great. Let's go to their menu page. They do not have canonical tag. What happens when a website doesn't have a canonical tag? Wow, why do these restaurants don't have canonical tag? Canonical tags essentially tells Google which website is original and which one is duplicate. So for example, if you don't tell Google that this is the original page, you can probably have 3 more versions that look like it's the original version, but unless you don't specify that those are the duplicates using canonical tag, Google will not be able to understand that. To make sure your website speed is on point, make sure core web vitals are proper. This is again a very detailed tech SEO concept which I would highly suggest for you to look out for. There are a lot of pages that load really slowly. They have a very unfriendly interface, and it's very important for you to make sure that your LCP is under 2.5 seconds, your INP is under 200 millisecond, and to make sure you have a high CLS. There are also small issues that occur in a website like duplicate content that I mentioned, and you can fix that using canonical or removing it from indexing. There are also redirect chains that you have to make sure fix. If you want to do a detailed audit of your website, you can definitely check out SEO Checker. You can just add in your URL and it does a whole audit of your website. It's also important to make sure you convert the traffic. There's no point in getting tons of traffic without you converting anyone. So make sure that your important CTAs like book a table or contact us, callers is very prominent. I've given a good example of Primi Italian where they have the contact us button very clear. They have a book my table. They have offers that can help convert the customers by giving them incentives. Make sure you also showcase your reviews so that customers can see that you're very trustworthy. According to a study, 95% of customers make a decision to buy or purchase from a website based on the reviews. So if your reviews are inadequate or they're not good quality, you would see lesser rates of conversion. So make sure you highlight your reviews. And let's talk about schema, because schema is essentially a language that Google can easily understand. And if you go to this website, which helps you generate schema, this website helps you generate a schema. So if you want a schema based on like a local business, right, you can add the details, what your business is about, what is the name, image, etc. And you essentially get a code that is embedded, which looks something like this after you add all the details. And you can just like copy the code and embed it on the website, which helps Google understand details to the specifics about your business, from what time does your restaurant open, to what menu do you provide, what is the aggregate reviews or ratings of your restaurant, to what are the different services that you provide, do you even have functions and events that are present. So make sure you at least have these schemas present: local business schema, menu schema, review and order action schema that can help customers make a quicker action. It's also important to have good social proof, from reviews, as I mentioned, video testimonials, any UGC content where customers are voluntarily sharing how much they loved your business or what did they explore about your restaurant. You can also have expert and media mentions, maybe some food bloggers talking about your restaurant, or any media outlets or news channels highlighting your restaurants would be amazing for Google. It's also very important to make sure that you have social proof mentioned in strategic places like homepage, of course, that's a given, but also your menu pages where the customers are talking about specific items that are like the best sellers and how amazing it was. You can have images and videos that the customers have taken, which will highly increase the conversion points by the customers that are prospective to your restaurant. So this was the brief overview of the restaurant on-page SEO. I know this is a long one, but we have essentially covered so many things that can really help you rank well on organic ranking. But for you to rank better, it's very essential for you to understand the fundamentals of on-page SEO, and I think we have covered at least the brief overview of it. So make sure that you stay tuned for more such amazing videos that we have coming up. Do like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and share this to like everyone that needs it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.